The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Kane entered the vast crystalline hall. Representatives from 100 civilizations turned their various sensory organs toward the lone human figure walking down the central aisle. His measured footsteps echoed against the curved walls, each step deliberate and unhurried despite the tension that saturated the air like a thick fog. 3 cycles had passed since the massacre at New Haven Colony. 3 cycles since the Dominion had reduced 20,000 human colonists to ash and memory. The galaxy had expected immediate retaliation, the kind of swift vengeance that younger species were known for. Instead, humanity had gone quiet. They had recalled their ambassadors, closed their trade routes, and spoken not a single word through official channels. Now, Ambassador Kane stood before the assembled council, his weathered face betraying nothing as he activated the holographic projector. The image that materialized showed New Haven as it once was: children playing in terraformed gardens, scientists working in laboratories, families sharing meals under alien stars. The Dominion believed they could force our hand through terror. Kane began, his voice carrying across the chamber without amplification. They calculated that killing our civilians would bring us to the negotiation table on our knees. They were half right. We are here to talk, but we do not kneel. Lord Vex of the Dominion rose from his designated platform, his forearms spreading in what his species considered a gesture of dominance. The humans finally see reason. Name your terms for surrender, and perhaps we will allow your remaining colonies to serve the Dominion with honor. Kane turned his gaze to Vex, and something in that look made several nearby delegates instinctively step back. You misunderstand, Lord Vex. We are not here to negotiate. We are here to educate. The hologram shifted, displaying tactical data that made the military advisors in the room lean forward. Fleet positions, supply lines, defensive installations, all belonging to the Dominion, all marked with timestamps from the past 72 hours. Your primary shipyard at Kellis Prime, Kane continued, as the display zoomed in on a massive orbital complex. Destroyed yesterday at 1400 hours Galactic Standard Time. No survivors. Gasps rippled through the chamber. The Kellis shipyard had been considered impregnable, protected by 3 defense fleets and an array of automated weapons platforms. Your agricultural world of Tema, Kane went on, the display shifting again. The entire harvest destroyed by engineered blight. Your population there has been evacuated. We are not monsters, but that world will produce nothing for the next 100 cycles. Lord Vex's scales shifted to a pale yellow, a sign of distress his species rarely displayed in public. This is impossible. Our intelligence reported no human fleets near these locations. Your intelligence was looking for fleets, Kane replied. They should have been looking for individuals. Humans have a saying, one riot, one ranger. We adapted it for space. One mission, one ship, sometimes one person. The display changed again, showing surveillance footage from inside a Dominion command center. A single figure in human combat armor moved through the facility like a ghost, neutralizing guards with precision that spoke of extensive training and absolute purpose. The timestamp showed this had occurred while the Galactic Council was in session. That facility housed your backup military communications, Kane noted. Had housed, I should say. Elder Thane of the Preserve, ancient and respected by all, raised a crystalline appendage. Ambassador Kane, surely humanity does not wish to escalate this conflict further. The loss of life. The Dominion ended 20,000 human lives, Kane interrupted, his tone sharp enough to cut. Men, women, children. They broadcast the execution across the galaxy as a warning. They wanted fear. They have achieved something far worse. He touched the projector again, and the display showed human ships. Not the familiar diplomatic vessels or trade ships the galaxy knew, but angular, dark constructs that seem to absorb light itself. For 50 years, humanity has participated in this council. We have traded, we have shared, we have contributed to galactic peace. Many of you questioned why a species with our violent history chose such a path. The answer is simple. We chose to be better. We chose to lock away the monster that evolution shaped us into. The image shifted to show historical footage from Earth. Wars, destruction, the atomic fires that had once threatened to consume humanity's homeworld. But make no mistake, Kane continued, his voice dropping to barely above a whisper that somehow carried to every corner of the chamber. That monster still lives within us. We simply learned to control it, to chain it, to point it only at those who truly deserve its attention. The Dominion has unlocked that cage. Lord Vex attempted to project strength, but his voice wavered. You dare threaten the Dominion in front of the entire Council? We have allies, trade agreements. Had allies, Kane corrected. Your former partners have already received our evidence packages detailing your plans to betray them, once humanity was eliminated. The Kree Consortium was particularly interested in learning about your intended hostile takeover of their mining operations. Several delegations began urgent, whispered conversations. The political landscape of the galaxy was shifting in real time. But we are not here for them, Kane said, silencing the murmurs. We are here for you, Lord Vex, and to deliver a message to anyone else who might confuse humanity's preference for peace with weakness. The hologram displayed one final image, the Dominion throne world, the jewel of their empire, home to 60 billion souls. Your throne world remains untouched, Kane stated. Not because we cannot reach it, but because we choose not to. This is what separates us from you. You killed innocents to make a point. We have disabled your ability to wage war while sparing your civilians. But test us again, and we will show you why humanity's warriors are the stuff of nightmares in half the galaxy's military academies. Lord Vex's scales had shifted to an almost translucent white. The Council will not stand for this aggression. The Council will do nothing, Kane said flatly. Because every species in this room knows the truth. The Dominion attacked unprovoked. You targeted civilians. You broadcast their deaths as entertainment. There is no sanctuary in this galaxy for those who cross that line. He turned to address the wider assembly. Humanity makes this promise to the galaxy. We will always prefer peace. We will always seek dialogue over destruction. But to those who harm our innocence, who mistake our restraint for weakness, who believe that terror will bring us to heel, know this. We do not bargain with killers. We end them. The chamber erupted in discussion, but Kane was already walking toward the exit. As he reached the doors, he paused and looked back at Lord Vex. Your military infrastructure is gone. Your economy will take decades to recover. Your allies have abandoned you. But your people live. Remember that, Mercy, Lord Vex. It will not be offered twice. The doors sealed behind him, leaving the Galactic Council to grapple with a new understanding. Humanity had not responded with blind rage or uncontrolled vengeance. They had demonstrated something far more terrifying, the calculated, precise application of overwhelming force guided by an unwavering moral code. Within hours, the unofficial message had spread throughout known space. Humanity could be the galaxy's greatest friend or its worst nightmare. The choice belonged to those who encountered them. The Dominion formally surrendered within 3 days, accepting terms that essentially reduced them to a client state under Galactic Council supervision. Lord Vex himself read the statement, his once proud bearing broken by the surgical precision with which humanity had dismantled his empire. And in the archives of 1,000 worlds, military historians added a new chapter to their texts. It began with a simple warning. Humans don't bargain with killers. The galaxy had stood in horror not at humanity's cruelty, but at their terrible efficiency. They had witnessed what happened when a species that had spent millennia perfecting the art of war chose to remind the universe why they had worked so hard to choose peace instead. From that day forward, no one tested humanity's resolve again.